What's up? This episode is brought to you by Audible. They're the world's leading provider in audiobooks with over 150,000 titles to choose from. And you get one free just by going to audible.com/Ice-T. That's right. You get a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial at audible.com/ICET just for listening to this show. Real readers get their audiobooks from Audible.
Upon initial contact with Ice-T's music, I had envisioned him to be an ill-mannered and psychologically unstable man with an extremely uneducated and barbaric frame of mind, whose raps displayed nothing but ridiculous jargon, shocking sexual audacity, and repulsive images of the ghetto. However, after further analysis of his music, I can deduce that he is the epitome of anti-disestablishment terrorism, who embodies the entire spectrum of the urban experience and struggle. But to make things more plain and simple to the layman, I find Ice-T to be the dopest, flyest, OG pimp, hustler, gangster player, hardcore motherfucker living today. To be honest, I am totally and completely on his dick.
Welcome to the Ice-T Final Level Podcast, featuring your co-host, Mick Benzo, and your host,
Ice-T.
Hey, yo, what's up out there? This is episode 3 of the Final Level Podcast with Ice-T.
And Mick Benzo right here, Ice-T Final Level 3rd episode podcast. If y'all tuned in right now, that means you heard the first and the second.
Something like that.
Correct?
Somebody told you to get onto the podcast thing, but we're very excited. We're breaking new terrain, and we've been doing our research, and we found out that most of the people that are listening to this podcast have never even listened to a podcast before. I'm asking everybody that's a fan and a lover of this new podcast to tell a friend personally, all right? And also, if there's something you want us to talk about personally,
why don't I give them the email? Let me give them the email.
Spell it out, because everybody...
That's ICEANDMICK@gmail.com. So that's Ice and Mick @gmail.com. Let me repeat that for my slow people. ICEANDMICK @gmail.com.
I'm doing all kinds of things in my life, but I think the only thing I've done really out of the box recently was I did this thing for the books. I read an audiobook.
On Audible?
Yeah, on our sponsor.
On Audible, yeah, that's
Audible.com.
That's hot.
And I went to their offices, and they said, Ice, we want you to read this book. Okay, they didn't tell me that this was a motherfucking Dungeons and Dragons book, okay? Now, those of y'all out there that don't know, Dungeons and Dragons is some of the most crazy, deep nerd shit ever invented. So every word you're saying is pretty much made up. Motherfuckers talk like Yoda. Outside I go, into the sun thereof, and out. What the fuck? How do you read this shit? So I'm trying to read it. Now I'm not gonna say I'm some literary expert that can read,
right,
some heavy shit. This shit is impossible to read, son. So the words, first you have to get the way it's spoken.
Pronunciation.
Now, when you read these books, you don't have to speak the words, so you make up the pronunciation in your head. But to actually verbally say these words,
it's weird.
Son, it took me 3.5 hours to read 25 pages. 3.5 hours. I'm only reading a short story. It's like 45 pages. I have to do it in 2 days. I walked in there like, oh yeah, 40 pages, man. We got this, man. I got 3 hours.
2 days.
I needed breaks. I needed water. The guy was in the other room coaching me. Don't worry, Ice. You can make it. You're doing really good. You're doing really good. He was saying, people have broken down, tried to read that stuff.
And what's that for? So that it actually can be read back to people when it's on the audible.com?
Yeah, with audiobooks, instead of reading the book, you download it, and every word in the book is spoken. Like, you can get my book, Ice, from South Central to Hollywood, and you can get any book you want. They got every book.
Right.
And this ain't their commercial. This is just what an audiobook is.
Right.
And you can drive in your car and listen to a book. And considering the way music is right now, you're better off listening to a book.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's more entertaining.
Garbage.
So when this thing comes out, I'll tell y'all when it comes out. And it'll be a treat just to watch me with my South Central educated ass trying to read some Dungeons and Dragons shit.
You're still gonna be good.
Talking about, I mean, oh my God. Talking about, what were we talking about? Pegasus and Pegasi, and that's horses with wings. Banking to the left. This motherfucker got a sword that talks to him and shit. This shit is crazy.
Dungeon and Dragons.
It's a story based on the Dungeons and Dragons type thing.
The series, the series.
Yeah, motherfuckers live in places that don't exist, and it comes with a map. My God, you know, it's something to look forward to when I finally finish this motherfucker. But I told my manager, I said, don't ever have me trying
for
to
no
do
shit like that
this
no
shit
more.
Is crazy. You know, let me read some porno or something. A sex
It's easier.
book. I know about that.
It's almost like about 2-3 in the afternoon, and you look tired. You look real tired,
listen,
bro.
I went out last night. I went out with Kelly Giddish, my co-star in SVU.
So what, you was drinking or something? That's
Well,
what you're trying to tell me?
I don't really drink. And when I say I don't drink, that doesn't mean I'm afraid of liquor. It just means I don't consider myself a drinker. Like, I'm a sip it a couple times.
This don't sound good, because the mayor out there, that mayor said he's not a crackhead, but he's smoking crack. Come on now. You're either drunk or you're not.
Yeah. Well, I guess that maybe I'm a liquor crackhead, because I sip it a couple times and I sit it down.
Okay, so you nursing the goddamn drink in your hand.
One drink. You know, if you hand me like a cranberry vodka, I'll sip it, you know. But I'm not somebody that's got beer in my refrigerator or anything like that. I don't drink. So, I mean, I might have drank a champagne, you know, a glass 2, maybe 3.
You know what it could be? No, you know, it could be. Wait a minute, you damn near over 50-something years old.
Listen. All I got to say is that this morning I woke up, I felt like I was playing tackle football last night. You know what I'm saying? It's like the first thing that goes with age is recovery time. Mick, I used to be able to go out, party all night, get up early in the morning, and go right to work. I can remember when Cube and I did the movie Trespass, we literally would do the film. Our friends would wait on us to wrap at night, take us out to the club, party with us all night, and drop us back on the set in the morning. We was partying that hard. Now it's like, damn, man, was I in a car accident?
The hell, you was 15? Because you can't do it now. You can't even get out the bed after a few drinks.
I got Red Bull.
Red Bull, water. I mean, come on, man. You said you had two champagnes.
Maybe three.
Damn.
Another thing about me is when I go out, you know, usually I drive, so I'm very concerned with, you know, I don't want to get a DUI or nothing like that, especially a non-drinker, somebody who doesn't go out and get stoned, plastered to get stopped. And, you know, one time, let me tell you a drunk driving story.
Okay.
I was in Arizona, and we got pulled over right after we left the club, and I think I might have drank a cranberry and vodka. The guy gets me out the thing. They got me outside doing the sobriety test. Mm-hmm. It's 4 police cars, lights. Probably TMZ was there. Everybody, you know,
right.
People were stopping. They doing the sobriety test. At the end, the guy asked me to blow in the machine, the breathalyzer. He said, like, I blew a 0.
No, you wasn't even drunk. You didn't even have a drink.
He said, blow it again. I blew it. He said, man, you was failing this test. I'm like, I'm nervous, fool. I'm nervous. How am I gonna walk a straight line with 5 cops standing around me with flashlights and pistols? Ooh. I'm like, man, I'm about to lose my job. So, you know, I have a definite fear of getting in trouble and messing up my good thing. And that brings us to my nephew.
Oh, you ain't talking about the J.
Justin.
You talking about the J?
Justin.
Mr. Justin Bieber.
Justin, man, listen, man. Now, once again, I don't really consider this gossip because we're not here to talk bad about the boy. We are trying to save him. I said in the earlier podcast, Usher's a friend of mine, and I looked at Justin as, you know, being like a nephew to me. And we warned him about, you know, what was going on. And bow. It seemed like the day after the podcast came out, he got arrested. So this will be the final, I guess, advice I would give him. You got to lay low right now, dude.
He's hot.
You're hot.
He's hot.
And in the streets, when the cops are on you, you got to lay low. You have to disappear. This is just serious business. You know, I don't want to see this kid go under and get caught in the system and get deported or nothing. I told the same advice to my homie Busta Rhymes. Real talk. But it was a time when the cops was busting bus every day for some bullshit. They was catching him. One day, they laid outside.
His name is Buster Buster.
Right. They laid outside his house, and he moved his car from one side of the street to the other side of the street for parking because of the street sweeper, and they busted him. They caught him that quick. What does that mean? That means they watching you.
Right. But Justin Bieber, man, they on you like a cheap suit, man. Slow down. You're getting a lot of press.
It's not
they don't
good.
like it. They don't like it. You know, I think that the same thing used to happen to, Miss Paris Hilton. Am I correct?
Paris Hilton, she was hot. She was hot as hell. She went to jail. All of a sudden, you don't see Paris in the press that much anymore. She pulled back, pumped her brakes, like we said. She ain't with that jail stuff. She wised up, and you know, that's all we saying, man. That's all we saying, man. It's love, and just don't continue down this road. Your haters want to see the worst happen to you.
And the biggest gangs are the Crips, and they're actually the police. They're in every state, Justin. They're watching you in every state.
They
not
want
in
the
one.
publicity.
They
They
want it.
want the publicity.
So just slow down. Just slow down, young gun.
That's all we talking about.
That's Justin.
That's from your Uncle Ice and Mick, man. Squarespace is our sponsor for today. They're the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. I actually use Squarespace to make my website, and you should too. Just look at the Ice-T-FinalLevel.com site. It only took 2 hours to make, and it looks better than if you paid a pro. Start with a free trial at squarespace.com with no credit card required. When you're ready to purchase a plan, get 10% off with the offer code ICE. That's SQUARESPACE.com, offer code ICE. This is news with Ice-T. What's happening in the news, man?
Well, I think we should touch on, the government, U.S. government working with the cartel, keeping the drug laws, keeping the drugs coming over there to the U.S.
Whoa.
Shit.
Are you crazy? I ain't talking about no Mexican.
Oh.
Are you talking about the Mexican cartel?
Yeah.
The ones that put people in canisters and boil them and all that? I think that's the end of that story.
I think that one is not going to happen.
We're not
on
going to
here.
talk about the Mexican cartel on this show. I like my head connected to my shoulders.
I don't give a fuck about that anyway.
I'm not going there. You crazy? What's that? Oh, the EPA. Now you heard the story about this guy. He's working with the EPA, but basically he told his employers that he worked for the CIA. He taking days off. This is not something I haven't heard before. Because Coco had a girlfriend, and her boyfriend got busted. This guy she was messing with, he got busted running around with a bunch of chicks. And in order to make good with her, when she busted him cold, he said, "Look, sweetheart, I got to tell you something. I might have to kill you afterwards, but I work for the CIA." I'm like, what? I mean, that's got to be the best lie or most outrageous lie any cheating ass dude could ever run on a girl. Like, yeah, I'm a spy. And all them girls you see me kissing, those were operatives. And those are connections.
Hey, that's a good damn story, though.
Yeah, well, this guy basically from the EPA, he's running some CIA scam, and he got cracked, and they sending him to jail.
He gonna get something.
He gonna get some time, man. That's cold. I always ran by the theory that there's two things people don't say they in. One is the mob, and the other is the CIA. Those are two organizations people don't say they're in.
They don't disclose that.
And that was
news.
This segment is TV.
You was watching something, Beverly Hills Cops or something?
No, the Hollywood Hillbillies. The Hollywood Hillbillies.
What the hell is that?
That's my favorite show.
That's a cartoon?
No, it's a show on TV. It's new. It's a reality show. It's about a kid who got a whole bunch of hits on YouTube, and then he has a manager from Hollywood that decides he wants to make him a star. The kid comes to Hollywood with his family. He got his aunt. He got her boyfriend. He got his grandma. Got a friend of the family, like an uncle. It's just bananas. So they come kind of like the Beverly Hillbillies to Hollywood, but the whole show's about this grandmother. The grandmother is so gangster you can't take her eyes off her. And I was a fan of Honey Boo Boo Child, which I still am. But, you know, when you watch Honey Boo Boo, you might think she's getting exploited. She's a kid. She doesn't really know what she's doing, even though she's wild as hell and funny. And the mom's is funny. But this one is hilarious. There's this one scene where the aunt is out on the street and her man is sitting on the bus stop, so she puts her titty on his head. So she got these big titties. She sits a big ass, like 5-pound sack of potatoes on this dude's head, so it don't
And
get
that's
sunburned.
Hollywood Hillbillies.
DVR it, man.
Oh, man.
DVR.
I got to see that. I got to see that
And
one.
it's not funny in a bad way because grandma is so gangster that you got to ride with her. She checks his manager right off the top. She tells him, I don't like you. Why do you deserve this money? She walks into his office. She says, who's that picture? They go, that's Jimi Hendrix. You know Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, he's dead. I want to see somebody alive.
Oh, man.
I want to see somebody who's managing alive, not nobody.
Wow. Hollywood Hillbillies.
I advise you to go check that out. And that was television. This is Final Level, and let's talk movies. Now, I'm going to tell you right out the gate, I've been wanting to see this movie. I finally got to see it, Wolf of Wall Street. Bananas. I advise it. You got to go see this one, Mickey. You don't go see all the movies I tell you to.
Right.
This is Leonardo DiCaprio, and it's talk about the wild stuff that goes down in Wall Street, you know, and you know, we know there's corruption down there, but you don't even believe how crazy this movie gets. Leonardo DiCaprio, we talk about Ice-T's favorite actors. He's definitely one of my favorite actors. I told you I love Brad Pitt. Leonardo is dope. He got a lot of haters. Oh, Leonardo this. Did you see Titanic? This
I
boy
saw
is
that.
bad.
That was
Did you
dope.
see
That
Blood
was dope.
Diamond?
Yes, I did.
This dude, did you see The Departed?
Yeah.
I mean, this dude is not a game, man. Leonardo DiCaprio can act his ass off. Did you see The Django?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Leonardo's he's the business. So I mean, I like a lot of actors. I'm a Harvey Keitel fan. I'm a Denzel Washington fan. I have my own actors that I really admire. But this movie was crazy.
Dope.
It was crazy.
I gotta see that one though.
No. It shows you what goes on in the trading world, but it actually shows you how a young guy basically starts in a garage with like a boiler room operation and works his way up.
See, what I know about the Wall Street is the inside trading. When
it's all that.
You're trying to buy somebody's in there telling you what to buy and when to buy, when to pull out.
They're breaking every law they possibly can.
I got to see that movie.
Yeah, they breaking every law they possibly can, and they not trying to snitch. It's a fun movie, and I think Leonardo killed it. There's one scene in the movie where this guy takes these things called lemons, these kinds of Quaaludes, and he has to try to make it to his car. It's possibly one of the funniest scenes you ever going to see in film because the drugs hit him, and he's trying to make it out of this country club.
He couldn't move it.
It's hilarious.
I got to see that one.
Wolf of Wall Street, that's our recommendation, and that was movies. So let's talk about audiobooks for a second. With the sorry state of radio and music industry nowadays, I have to look for different stuff to keep me entertained. Yet it's not like I can read a book while I'm driving. Thankfully, I got Audible. Audible is the world's leading provider for audiobooks with over 150,000 titles on their site. That even includes my autobiography, Ice, a memoir of gangster life and redemption, and Pimp by Iceberg Slim. Also, you'll soon be able to download the upcoming book of me reading Dungeons and Dragons. Imagine that. You can listen to your favorite audiobooks and comedy albums on any device, your computer, tablet, Android device, or iPhone. Someone actually asked me the other day, Ice, what if I like to read on my Kindle too? Well, player, Audible has got you. WhisperSync lets you switch devices and save your bookmarks, picking up where you left off each time so you don't miss a word. It even lets you switch between listening and reading and then go back and forth between your Kindle and the audiobook without losing your place. And also don't forget, if you order an audiobook from Audible and decide early on that it sucks, you can call them up and they'll let you swap it out for another book free of charge. Now that's the business. For a free audiobook and 30-day trial, go to audible.com/Ice-T. That's AUDIBLE.com/ICET. you'll be saving money and helping to keep the podcast free. Thanks again to Audible. Hey, yo, this is Ice-T, and this is gaming. Now, here's the funny thing about playing the game. Like, I'm playing the game, so Coco's in here, and she'll be on the phone with somebody. And then they'll hear me in the back. Motherfucker! Die, motherfucker! Bitch-ass mother... piece of shit. Now, I'm not yelling this through the mic.
They think you talking to your wife.
They like, are you okay?
Should I dial 911 for you, Coco?
Is everything okay? And they hearing bombs and shit going off. And she's like, you know, and being a gamer's wife, Coco knows how to do things like dive roll in front of the TV set, like, you know,
get out the way.
Don't walk when I'm gaming. And the worst thing that anybody can do when you're in the room with a real live gamer is kick out the plug to the console.
Shit. Oh my! I bet the gamers know about that.
And here's another last thing. I used to have this thing I used to do on certain games where I would play the campaigns, and some of the campaigns are so difficult that you are losing your mind trying to get past different levels. I'm gonna let y'all use your imagination. I used to do this thing called the D dance, the dick dance. I would be so happy that I would pass a thing. I would jump up, pull my dick out, and just
that's the D dance
and
on
dance
gaming.
Around. And that means I beat that goddamn level. It's time to do the dick dance.
See, that's why we can't be doing this show where y'all can see us, because he may be into a game. And listen, I don't think you want to see the D dance.
Dick dance if you over, nigga. I do this in the privacy of my home.
Oh, shit, see?
Yo, and that was Games at the Final Level Podcast. Okay, right now, this is philosophy. One of my favorite quotes, you know, that I came up with is don't let the things you want make you forget and not appreciate the wonderful things you have. And I think a lot of times in our life, we go off and there's so many things we want. You want this new car, or you want this, you want that, and you're not taking time to really look at your health, at your family, at the beautiful things you have. And a lot of my philosophy is based on perspective. And when I came out of South Central and we went on tour, I would take guys from the hood across country. You know, they looking this way, they have their views, but this was the first time they ever saw poor white people. You see, because in LA, the blacks kind of live in a certain area, and white people kind of live on the hill. And you haven't never seen really poverty as far as the way it is in the Midwest and certain places in the United States. White people living in trailer parks having it fucked up. And it changes the way you see life.
I can concur to that, man. Like when I went to Angola, Africa, I saw real poverty.
Speak on
real poverty, man. I mean, when they're out there, they ain't got no shoes on, they ain't got no water. They got to walk around with water on the top of their damn head to even bathe and drink. And I physically was like, I must be living great in the United States compared to what they're going through. So why am I complaining? When I got back, I said, there's no reason for me to complain no more. When I see that there's worse off people than we are, and we sit here and complain.
But we all go into these modes where we want something more than what we have, and we're not happy. Well, today's philosophy is don't let the things you want make you forget and not appreciate the wonderful things you have. And that was philosophy. Yo, Okay, so this is the behind the scenes segment, and usually we do behind the scenes at SVU, but I've been getting so many questions about this topic. We're going to flip it this time. We're going to do behind the scenes of Ice Loves Coco.
Oh, that's fly. That's fly.
That's fly. Now, we've gotten a lot of questions. Everybody's asking about the show, what's going on. So this is a news break. We haven't been talking about it. So now I'm going to break a little bit of the secrecy. We stopped the Ice Loves Coco show to move to another show. We have another show in the works with Ryan Seacrest. I can't really tell you what the show is totally, but it's, well, let's say it's more of a talk show setting. That's all I can say right now. But the reason we cut the Ice Loves Coco show is because reality TV, you can only do so much with reality TV. When you're doing reality television, you know, at some point, you start to loop. You know, people that watch Ice Loves Coco, you get it. I play video games. I eat sausage sandwiches. Max and Spartacus are running around the house. Coco has a lot of ideas, and we, you know, and Ice Loves Coco was originally created to mimic
I Love Lucy?
I Love Lucy.
Okay.
So let me tell you the story about Ice Loves Coco, how it started. When they first came at us, they said, Ice-T, we want you to do this reality show with Coco. What do you think about it? I'm like, no. Absolutely. No way I'm doing no reality show. I think reality shows suck. That's corny to me. I ain't doing it. So they were like, well, look, you know, we'll do it your way. We just want to, you know, people, you and Coco are kind of mysterious. People want to know. I'm like, yeah, but, you know, that's my business. I'm not really with it. So they continued to talk to me. Finally, they got to the point where they were like, let us just shoot a pilot. If we shoot a pilot on the show and you don't like it, we'll walk away. You know, now I was like, all right. This will help my wife, but I'm not doing no buffoonery, man. I ain't doing no dumb shit. We don't throw drinks in each other's faces. We don't flip tables over. We know at that time Jersey Shore was on. We're not doing that shit.
No.
Fuck that.
That's whack.
So we did the pilot, and they came back. They said, y'all funny. I'm like, yeah, I'm a funny motherfucker, man. My house ain't wild. My house is kind of normal, you know? And they said, well, we can shoot this. And I'm like, will people watch? They said, yeah.
Shit,
you know.
yeah, they watch.
So we did the show, and we had incredible seasons, you know. People got to meet Soul G. They got to meet you, Mickey.
Yep.
They got to meet
Mark Live.
All of us. And without doing the show 3 seasons, no arguments, no fights, no disrespecting each other. And it was a hit. And people didn't think you could do reality shows that were positive.
Exactly.
But here comes the problem. After you do the show for a period of time, you kind of run out of new things to do. So the producers will start saying, well, let's put Ice on a horse.
Oh, good.
Or maybe, you know, and we had done pretty much everything we could do. So me being in the business 25 years, I'm like, you know what? Let's switch reels. You know, while we're hot, let's go to something new before you fizzle out. Now, there are other people in the reality world that'll do anything.
Yeah.
To stay
on TV. To stay on that TV.
Stunts.
Yeah.
Crazy shit. I'm not doing that. Fuck that. I mean, first off, I don't need the money from reality TV. I got a good job. So it's like, if it works, it works. So now we've got another theory. People love this podcast, the new show. I can't say the name. This is just how business goes.
So you telling our podcast listeners right now, they're going to see an Ice Loves Coco new show somewhere on TV.
We have done a deal with Ryan Seacrest Productions to put a new show out.
That's good news.
I think trying to use your life to entertain people is a slippery slope. Because I don't care who you are, your life becomes boring at sometimes. You know, sometimes you just want a bowl of cereal, man.
Yeah, a nice Captain Crunch or something.
You just want a bowl of cereal. Now you got cameras, and they looking at you, and you feel the need to be entertaining, and before you know it, you're doing dumb shit you normally wouldn't do.
Right, but that doesn't happen around here. That was inside Ice Loves Coco.
Look, your website is important. It's the world's first impression of you, your business, and your passions in life. Now, because of Squarespace, everyone can make their website look like $1 million. It's easy to use, and it's fun, and anyone can do it. You can even build an online store with Squarespace and sell your physical and digital merchandise online. Squarespace recently announced that as of last week, that now all of their plans support e-commerce. The best part is, if you ever have a problem, they have a support staff available 24/7 to help you out with any issue. Squarespace's plans start at only $8 a month and come with a free domain name when you sign up for a year. $8 a month. Now listen, if you wouldn't go to a big meeting with shit smeared all over you, don't send out a link to your website that sends the same message. Get a free trial with no credit card required just by going to squarespace.com. When you're blown away and ready to confirm a plan, use the offer code ICE to get 10% off. You'll be getting a great deal while you're supporting the podcast, helping to keep it free for you, all right? That's SQUARESPACE.com, offer code ICE. Now, I already got word that my Final Level people are already building Squarespace websites, and I want to see them. Send your Squarespace website to ICEANDMICK, that's Ice and Mick, at gmail.com, and we might even talk about them on the podcast. Thanks again to Squarespace. Please support them since they support us. Hey, yo, this is Ice-T, and right now this is the music segment.
You know, Ice, I saw a concert in New York City. They had like Big Daddy Kane, Biz Markie, Brand Nubians, Naughty by Nature, Rakim, DMX. It's called the Masters of Ceremony.
I wanted to go to that. That was at Radio City, right?
Yeah, Radio City Music Hall, right? What I realize is what that tour, that classic hip hop really, really works.
Right.
So me looking at that and thinking about what you personally had did for hip-hop community, the art of rap, I'm trying to get together this art of rap tour, man. I think that would work so lovely for the audience because it has a brand, it has a purpose, and with music, it's better to see people perform than record because you get more in debt with them. And with classic hip-hop, it literally brings blacks and whites together in one little venue having a great time. What they did there, the art of rap tour should be taken
You know,
off.
most of the times people make music, you make it with the intention of performing it. You know, you don't make it and just say, okay, cool. You when you're making it, you're saying, I can't wait to do this on the stage. And I heard about that concert. I was working.
As usual.
I wanted to go, but I mean, the hip hop that I got in the art of rap, I mean, they call that now, LL called it the golden era of hip hop. Classic hip hop, not old school.
It's classic hip hop.
And it was about the show. And I think the difference in then and now is, you know, back then you had to have a show before you made the record. You would go out and perform, and then you would get a record. Now you do the record first and then try to figure out how to perform.
Right.
And, you know, we had to actually have a stage show. You know, my touring partners were Public Enemy, and we went all the way around the world over and over again. A lot of people saw us out there, and live performance is, you know, what it all comes down to.
That's what I mean. That's the purpose I'm making. The art of rap is a classic film that you actually put together. I say it's a film, you call it a documentary, but it's classic because it literally had classic artists in it that are still existing in the music game today. And what I saw at that Radio City Music Hall
Was most of the people in our movie.
classic hip-hop works. And they were damn near all of those people that were in the art of rap. So it really works. I mean,
Why don't you do it then, Mickey? Why don't you start the art of rap tour and get it out there on the road?
I'm going to work on that. But y'all need to see the movie, too, The Art of Rap.
I think it's a no-brainer because hip-hop fans, people that were there when it started, it's close to their hearts forever because hip-hop was a youth movement. Our listeners that are out there listening, the people know that when this happened, they were probably 19, 15, they were in young 20s, and they lived it.
Yeah.
And it was a cultural experience, just like the 60s. You know, people like, oh, I was there with Janis Joplin, I was there with Hendrix. Well, if you were there with Run DMC and Slick Rick and Ice-T and NWA, you'll never forget it. It was a moment where a culture was born with the rapping, the graffiti, the way we dress, the way we talk. It's funny now, I'm watching the news, the guy goes, oh yeah, news 24/7.
24/7.
What the hell you heard about?
Hip-hop slang.
Yeah, 24/7.
Hip-hop slang.
You know, they using so much, you know, everybody's rapping, the rapping weatherman. It's just now mainstream. And here's a cold thing. I was talking to this little girl. She looked at me. She said, Ice-T, what song you make?
Oh, shit, see?
And I looked at her and I said, damn, my music actually came out before you were born. I felt like Frank Sinatra.
Right.
I was like,
Frankie,
because
baby.
since it was such a youth movement, you
Right.
never felt, that there would be people that
wouldn't remember.
wouldn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But Tretch said it the best. He said hip hop is the fountain of youth. It's the fountain of youth. And I don't care how old you are or where you're at when that record comes on and it takes you there, you still think you can break dance.
Yeah. Your mind say yeah, but your body say no.
You still think all those things that happen can happen again, and it's a beautiful thing.
I mean, hip-hop is that powerful. Sesame Street is how old?
Yeah.
Now they got the rapping Cookie Monster. He went from the Cookie Monster to the health food doing that, like the vegetables, but he's rapping, and he's got a chain on like Run DMC. Hip-hop is definitely something that people still respect. The art of rap is something y'all need to see and something we need to put together.
It's an American art form, and it came from kids, and the beautiful thing about hip-hop, to me, it was rock and roll again. Rock and roll, started with black people. Let's get it right.
It's fair.
Chuck Berry,
That's fair.
Little
That's fair.
Richard,
That's
Fats
fair.
Dominoes, they came out and all of a sudden they was rocking the house and everybody was going along with it, and white kids and everybody was dancing at the sock hops, and, it was all good. Then people came in and said, well, we can't have these white kids and these black kids partying together. This is going to cause a problem. They separated us. All of a sudden, Elvis remakes, starts making records. Pat Boone comes in, does Little Richard's music. They start to separate us. Then they tell us white people do rock, black people do R&B.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, hip-hop is rock. We don't R&B the mic. We rock the mic.
Exactly.
We rock the house.
And guess what? Blacks and whites are at it again.
And the
having
white
a
kids,
good time.
The white kids came at it. We come to the concerts. It's packed. It's all blacks. It's the most beautiful thing. They want to put the negativity into it. They want to say, "Oh, this is bad music. This, that, and the other." But no music has brought whites and blacks together like hip hop.
And there's 40 years of it too. 40 years of hip hop.
So
That's
don't let the
greatness.
haters dull our shine.
That's right.
Don't let the haters dull our shine. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Hip hop. Yeah. And if you ain't checked it out, go check out the art of rap.
It's
shameless
classic.
plug.
It's classic.
It's on
no,
Netflix.
but it's classic. You have to see it. I'm telling the podcast listeners that just joining us, check out the art of rap. You'll love it.
Even if you listen to rap today and you like it or don't like it, just check the movie out just to see the origins of it. If you could sit up at the Discovery or History Channel and look at the origins of the motherfucking pyramids or some shit, I'm sitting over there learning about Greek mythology. I was watching a show last night about the Vikings, okay? Motherfuckers coming from Norway and Denmark and Sweden. I'm gonna learn that. If I got time to do that, then have a little time and listen to some of our history about the art of rap. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. Church. Okay, now it's time to take some callers. This is Ice-T live. Talk to me, baby.
Hello?
Hey, what's happening? This is Ice-T. How you doing?
Oh my God. What? Hi. Oh my God.
You called into the...
I didn't Hi, I'm Sarah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, but I didn't realize I was actually going to be on air. I didn't realize that I was going to actually, be able to speak to you.
Yeah, well, this is the podcast. What's going on? What do you want to talk about?
Well, just want to say I'm a huge fan of Law & Order.
Thank you.
I listened to every one of your podcasts. Yeah, and, it must have been cool, to see the transition from year to year, how it's kind of changing through year with different actors and characters, and now the very dramatic season.
Yeah, with everybody. I mean, Belzer's gone, the captain's gone. But the thing I try to do on the podcast is give you guys a little insight from my perspective. Ice-T, the actor, And one thing, we don't really know what's going to happen. You know, we get the script, you know, and we look at it and we go, oh, wow. The first thing we check as actors is that we didn't get shot, you know.
Yeah, that would not be good.
I've been in episodes where I got shot. I turned the page real quick just to make sure I'm still breathing on the next couple pages. So it's one of those things. I mean, are you enjoying the show and the directions it's going?
Yeah. I even though I haven't been able to be a fan for 15 years because I'm barely even 15. Like,
well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We got box sets and CDs and all kinds of ways you can go back. But hey, we appreciate it. You know, we've lost fans, we've gained fans, and that's part of the entertainment business. You know, some people may not like the way the show goes. They'll leave, then we'll take on new fans like yourself. So God bless you, Sarah. Thank you for calling into the podcast. Okay. Next time you see this number, call back.
I will.
This is Ice-T on the Final Level Podcast. What's up?
All right, this is Brent. I'm out in Sacramento, California right now. When are we going to see Body Count blow it up at Coachella or one of these festivals, man?
Hopefully this year. We have all intentions of trying to do Coachella, trying to do, Lollapalooza, trying to do the big events. The difficulty with Body Count is everybody knows I'm on a television show, so it's hard for us to tour. You follow me? So it's not like we don't want to tour, but we have obligations. I'm under contract. I just can't leave. So what we're going to try to do is hit the big concerts, hit some of the metal shows. We can't just go out and gig like we did before. The main thing we are having to do is try to get this album mixed. Right now, the album is in the final stages. The guitar overdubs are going on. I've done all my vocals. And they're going to mix it in Australia because our engineer is leaving to go to Australia. So he's going to actually mix it there. And we're going to try to get this record set up so that we can start touring and doing shows in the May, June, July, August, September, right in that area. Okay, because that's when the Law and Order hiatus is. And then we're going to try to hit the big dates. And we've got some incredible new material that I just can't wait to go out and let y'all hear live.
I'm trying to hear it, dude. Dre and Snoop did it, and it's going to take me a lot to get out to the desert to go see it. But if I see Body Count on the roster, dude, I'm there.
That's the business. Okay, thank you, homie. Manslaughter, Nobody's Safe, 2014. Hey, this is Ice. What's happening?
Holy, hi. Talking to Danica.
Where you live, Danica?
I'm in Maine.
Oh Lord, you colder than us. It's cold down here. What's the temperature in Maine, boo?
Right now, I think it's like 4 degrees.
Damn.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna take up residence anywhere north of New York. It's cold. It's cold.
I don't blame you.
So what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about SVU. I was tearing up when Cragen left 2 weeks ago.
People would always ask me, they say, how are the people on the show in real life? When Chris was there, Chris was pretty much the way he seemed on the show, but he's got a real sense of humor. You're gonna see that on his new TV show he's got coming on Fox, which is a comedy. Then Mariska is very much like she seems on the show. Kelly is very much like she seems. Danny, we call him the A student. He's very much like he seems. I'm pretty close to Ice-T. Dan Florek was a goddamn fool. This man would tell jokes. This man was dirty. He was irreverent. He was wilder than Belzer. So now that Belzer is gone and Dan is gone, so are all the dirty jokes. Our comedians are gone. So he's going to be missed.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, well, thanks for tuning in, and stay with us. Hopefully, we'll have the ratings. We got good ratings so far. We'll have a season 16, and we'll keep entertaining you every week. How about that?
Yeah, definitely.
And tell a friend about the podcast too. Tell your friends to check this out.
I definitely will.
Okay, that's what's up. Take care.
I'll give you a shout out for Maine.
Thank you. Keep it warm. Put a blanket on. Wow, Mickey, this is crazy. Hey. This is the Final Level Podcast. Who am I talking to?
My name is Patty. I live in Los Angeles. You're a hometown hero over here.
Well, that's good to know. Some people can't go home.
I also wanted to ask you, you do look for people that are real, same as you, and are trying to make it in the music industry. I came across one of the guys you signed. His name is Flowsick.
Incredible.
Yes. So now he's in a group and he's signed to Young Money. And I do think that it's kind of because, you know, you gave him a chance and you saw something in him that he, you know, might question or something, but he has a true talent. And I do want to appreciate it because when I saw the connection between you and him, I was like, holy snap.
You know what it is that talent is talent. And, you know, when you see talent, you try to help them. You know, I mean, I can't waste my time with somebody out who thinks they got talent, but they don't. I mean, Flowsick was a no-brainer. Now, whether I'm able to get him the record deal or not, he knows that, you know, Ice was in his corner and, you know, he moved over to a label. I mean, this is just how it goes. We got artists right now. We have a singer called Zayn, who's incredible. He'll get signed. I might not sign him, but I don't sign contracts with all these kids that I believe in. I just try to help them. So it would be nothing greater than to see Flowsick become a mega star because we knew, you know, and that's part of it. We knew when he was starting that he was super dope. And anybody out there, if you get a chance, Google Flowsick. This is a Korean kid from New York. Nasty. Nasty. Like when you hear him rap, you like, wow. And he was on our mixtape, which was called The Act of War by Final Level mixtape. God bless him, man. Flowsick is the homie. Hey, but we gonna go to the next caller. Thank you for all that love, okay, boy?
You have a great day.
Okay, tell a friend about the podcast.
I will, for sure.
Hey, what's up? This is Ice-T. Who am I talking to?
Yo, this is Dave from New York City. How you doing, Ice?
What part of New York you in?
I'm from the BX. My question is, for the whole world, I know the whole world will be interested in the Art of Rap tour or festival. When are y'all going to put that together?
We actually talked about that earlier on the podcast, and you know, they just had a show recently at Radio City with a lot of the legends, and I just think, you know, you basically just got to get the money. It costs money to get a tour out on the road and the right people. I think Mickey be perfect to be the head of that particular tour and get it together. I don't do tours, you know. I'm not a promoter. That's not what I do. You know, they just tell me, Ice, you on this show, and I show up. So I think it's a great idea for somebody that's in that business. And if somebody gave me the call and said, hey, we doing this particular tour, we'd like you to do some dates, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody would turn it down. I think it would be a logistical situation trying to get the right groups. I think you could actually do a tour that morphed, that would actually have maybe 20 acts, but the show would only be maybe 8. But in the 20 acts, it would move, it would morph. Like, so in one city it would be this group of groups. The next city would change with availability. You know what I'm saying? So it just never stayed the same. So some cities would see, say, Dougie Fresh, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, you know, Cold Crush Bro. You know, in the next city, they would get Rob Bass. And, you know, you feel what I'm saying? It would mix and twist. And Ice-T and Ghetto Boys over here. It could be huge.
Yeah, it could be huge. It'll be a phenomenal thing to put together if that were to come to reality. I think it'll take the whole United States of America by storm, and it'll probably just be filtered overseas and be like a virus. It'll spread throughout all overseas and maybe the whole world.
It's just somebody making it happen, man. But thanks for the call. We gonna keep it moving, baby. Thank you very much. Peace.
Peace, Mick. Peace, Ice.
Who's on the phone? This is Ice-T.
Yo, this is Ronnie in Atlanta, Ice. What's up, baby?
What's happening in Atlanta, baby? What's good?
Hey, nothing. It's just, you know, kind of cold down here like it is.
Wait a minute. What's cold in Atlanta?
Right now, we at 38.
Nigga, that's a heat wave, motherfucker.
That's hot.
That's a heat wave.
Right.
It's so cold out here, man. My balls turn into a slushy.
Right on, right. Right on. Well, I'm originally from Jersey, so, I done turned into a pussy.
What's happening, though? Speak to us.
Hey, man, this is a body count question, man, because I'm a guitar player, and I'm actually in a body count, quote-unquote, tribute band.
Cool.
I wanted to know something, man. With all the flack that you got about Cop Killer, did you get any flack about any of the other songs that Body Count did?
No.
I mean, just the Cop Killer thing?
Just Cop Killer. We did KKK, bitch. Mama's Gotta Die Tonight, Shallow Graves. We were talking, a lot of things we talked about, Smoke Pork on the beginning of the album where I roll up on them and, but the Cop Killer thing was more of a political thing. This was during the time that the cops was out of pocket in the United States, and the cops just found...
Well, they're still out of pocket, though.
Yeah.
They're still out of pocket, Ice. Well, we played about 3 weeks ago at this little local festival thing, and we played There Goes the Neighborhood, which is actually one of my favorites, because I'm a big D-Rock fan. Rest in peace.
Right.
D-Rock, one of the tightest rhythm players that ever played the instrument, but him and Ernie never really got their due, and I kind of keep the flag going with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's the whole thing. When we played Cop Killer, they had a cop. It was at a dive bar, and they had a cop working the door. Right? So I get done, and the guy comes up. He's like, "I ain't appreciate that shit." I said, "Well, maybe the song was for you."
Hey, you know what? I did another song. It's called Freedom of Speech. Just watch what you say. You play Cop Killer at your own risk, dog. You got to know that.
Oh, yeah.
They can get mad, and they have the right to get mad, and, you could come out and get arrested, or they could come out. It's one of those, it's a very toxic record, to say the least.
Right.
So.
Right. But, it was like, I thought it was funny because he was like really upset. I'm like, what are you going to do? Violate my rights? Bro, I said, needless to say, we won't be back at that dive bar anymore to play.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth. I mean, being an all-black band, we actually walked into some bars that they wanted us to play, and I was like, you know what? We might not get out of this motherfucker, let's just pass and keep the bus rolling. The ones you get to that got the chicken wire in front of the stage, and you like it's a strip club too, and it's the guy that owns his wife is dancing like on a kitchen table. Them kind of jump off.
In Atlanta, that's called Castaways.
Yeah, I ain't performing here, man. I got to think about it. But yeah,
right.
You can't get mad if the cops get mad. I mean, that song is a hard song, So, like I said, freedom of speech. Just watch what you say.
Oh, of course, bro, of course. And one more question before I go, Ice. What was your most memorable Body Count show live that you just was like, yeah?
Milan, Italy.
No, that was almost dying. We used to play at this place in Germany that I called the Thunderdome. And the reason we called it the Thunderdome, it was a long, I don't know the name of the venue, but it's a long hall about the width of the stage. It's got a really big stage. And then on the side, it had 3 levels of balconies. Not one balcony, but another balcony, and then another balcony. You follow me? And it would be packed.
Right.
So when you would stand on the middle, you look up, and it was fans like leaning in. It felt like you were in the Thunderdome. And man, that place would rock. That place would rock. And we would always sell that place out. And you could, I had so much control over that stage that I could make the crowd get so quiet you could hear a pin drop. And then I could just say one word and that place would just erupt. And I always loved playing there. And then I think early shows, the Lollapalooza tour, when we first went out and we really didn't know the power of the group prior to prior to Cop Killer controversy, when we didn't have any controversy, and we used to do the split shows where Ice-T would come out and I perform 30 minutes and then hit him unexpectedly with Body Count and watch the whole place just erupt into the craziest pits you've ever seen. And, you know, we are known to have some of the most aggressive pits in rock and roll, and that's compared to groups like Slayer. So, you know,
I survived the Body Count pit.
we used to move the mixing boards, you know, like the mixing board that would be way out in the middle. We'd make them hold on to the mixing board because the kids was banging it, you know, breaking through the ropes and stuff. So, you know, we got a song on a new album called There's a Bitch in the Pit, which is about that one girl you always see in the middle of the pit.
Right.
So you're going to love that record, you know. So, you know, flesh to flesh, full contact, you know. It's all about the bitch in the pit. So thanks. I appreciate, you know, they say when people, you know, I don't go, what do you say, tribute bands and all those, that's really giving us props. So I appreciate what you do, you know, but be careful with our music.
It's dangerous.
Get you in some shit.
Well, Ice, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all, at the end of the day, it's entertainment, you know what I'm saying? We did a show around the time of that Trayvon Martin, and we played On With the Body Count, and the whole black, white, Latino, Asian, everybody was digging it. And when we went to Cop Killer, because we wasn't going to play it that night, we was like, nah, this might not be cool. And it was like, nah, we're going to play it. Now, you got a band full of brothers going out here talking about fuck the police, and to see brothers, Latinos, white folks saying it together and no bullshit pop off, that felt good to me. You know, it's, you know, I tried it, I didn't make it. I got a day job at night. Hey, we want to play here. Why not? I play. $50, $100, whatever. It's all about getting it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I respect you as an artist and as a man. I follow you on Twitter. I read your book. You know what I'm saying? And you spit a lot of real shit that has helped me as a man, or better myself as a man, I should say.
You know what? I would hope if you're a tribute band that you really believe what the songs are about. You know, you don't want to just go out there and mimic us. You should feel it, you know?
No,
here's another one.
No, it's all about it, bro. It's all about it, baby. It's, you know, my favorite song actually is Surviving the Game.
Yeah, that's about life.
Because, you know, that song, that's real shit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and when we play it, they're like, wow.
Yeah.
You wrote that? I said, no, Body Count.
Yeah. Try going to Mississippi and doing KKK Bitch and Mama's Gotta Die Tonight. Those are real crowd pleasers.
KKK Bitch got us ran off the stage, and Mama's Gotta Die Tonight. My mother was actually at that that damn gig, and she was like, is that how you feel about me? So, but it's all good. Ice, thank you for taking my call, bro. Much respect. Good karma to you, bro.
Peace.
I mean, you know, it's funny, Mickey, you listen to the phone calls, there's so much love out there. It really is a good feeling, man. You know, to be in the game this long and to have the people, and we're not screening the calls. We're just taking
they're
them
making
as
it
they
right
come
through.
in.
They're making them through. I mean, ain't no special number. We got real people. We got real family. I don't call them fans. Those are real family members out there.
Because they keep you in business. They keep us alive. I mean, it's real talk. So this is the third podcast. You know, at this point, we usually tell you any little personal things we got going. I mean, I know you have your event coming up.
I got to tell them about February 14, 2014. It's going to take place in New York City and 42nd Street at a spot called BB King's. The Aquarius Celebration. If you're in town, come on out and have a good time. Lots of people will be there. You won't want to miss it. That's all I got to say.
Say it again, date and place.
The date is February 14, 2014 at BB King's in New York City. If you're in town, come on and have a good time. You won't want to miss it.
So
the Aquarius Celebration.
We actually got a Valentine's Day party. It's someplace to go.
It's on Valentine's Day. That's the most important part, too. Guess what? Bring your loved ones out. I'm Mick Benzo.
Whoa, Paul.
I'm out, man. I'm
gone.
gone.
No, Mick. Tell them why you do this event. Why?
Okay,
It's Aquarius.
but it's the Aquarius celebration. It's the 5th annual one. Myself, my wife, Ice-T, Jamel, my guy Freedom William,
All
my
of
guy
us are
Cutman LG.
Aquariuses.
Yeah, all Aquarius, and our birthdays are always around each other. Some of the 13, some of the 15, some of the 17, some of the
16.
Some of the 16, but it's all Aquarius. So all zodiac signs. Remember this: you need water or you'll die.
Oh,
the
my
water
God.
barrier.
See,
Mick
there
Benzo.
you go, the water barrier. We in here. We love y'all. Thanks for the support. Tell a friend about the Final Level Podcast. We know we're getting mostly new listeners to podcasts out there, so, let's get this movement up and running. I appreciate the love. Ice-T and Mick Benzo signing out. That's how I'm living. 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 That's how I'm living.